Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm drawing the Sanderson sisters from the infamous Hocus Pocus, as you could probably guess from the title. Because honestly, who would be better for this spooky month? If you haven't seen the movie Hocus Pocus, I totally recommend you check it out, as it is one of the most iconic Halloween movies of all time, an absolute classic. It's one of those Halloween movies that's a bit spooky, but mostly just fun, and it just encapsulates the Halloween vibes perfectly. At least in my opinion. Kind of like the Haunted Mansion movie, with its fun spooks. Speaking of the Haunted Mansion, I recently watched it for the first time in years, and by that I mean I literally don't remember when the last time I ever watched it was, so essentially it was like watching it for the first time ever, which was very fun. And it was good, I liked it, and will definitely be adding it to my movies I watch every year for Halloween list. And yes, I have one of those. Do you have one of those? I feel like that's something that everybody has. One of those lists of just like, at each holiday, you just watch those movies specifically at that time of year and just never any other time of year. I mean, obviously people do that, especially with like Christmas, but let me know if there's a specific list of movies that you watch, because I definitely have one. But okay, the Haunted Mansion ride and song were always some of my favorite things to ever come from Disney. Like, we used to have that old Disney sing-along video. It basically had like sing-alongs to different Disney classic songs or ones that were like themed around different park rides, and had like music videos to go with it and that sort of thing. Point is, I used to watch the Grim Grinning Ghost song on repeat, and it's still my favorite version of the song. And the song in general is of course one of my favorite spooky songs. You should totally look it up. I also watched the new Haunted Mansion movie, and it was very good as well. I was surprised, seeing as Disney hasn't been making the best movies lately, especially with all of their remakes, kind of tragic, but this wasn't just another remake, it was more like a new take on what the story of the ride could be, which I thought was very cool and a unique concept, which I was definitely not expecting. I don't think anyone was, so if you haven't seen it yet, I totally recommend, especially if you thought it was just gonna be another remake. But anyways, back to Hocus Pocus, and speaking of sequels, this movie has also gotten a sequel. At some point, I don't remember what it was, I would say like a few years ago, but who knows. I honestly don't remember. But let me tell you, I wasn't impressed. It wasn't bad by any means, but come on, it's a modern sequel to an old classic. Those never seem to go that well, in my opinion. It was kind of odd, seeing as though the witches died at the end of the first movie. So like, how are they back? It just left me with so many questions. Like, are you now telling me that witches are not inherently bad? Because it kinda seemed like that was the case from the original. And are some people just born with magic? How much of the population has magic? If they're born with magic, why do they need a spellbook? Am I reading into this too far? Yes. I know it's just a movie, but if MatPat has taught me anything, it's that lore and consistency is very important. But don't get me wrong, it's not bad by any means, and I do enjoy watching it. It's just not a personal favorite of mine. I'd say it probably is better than what I would have expected. I don't really remember what I originally expected, but I'm pretty sure it was better. Because like I said, modern sequel to an old classic doesn't usually go over that well, so I think they did a pretty decent job. Let me know what you think. And be sure to comment down below and let me know what your favorite Halloween movie is. I'm very curious to know. Okay, but about the picture. So I thought this was going to be a relatively simple picture, and oh, was I so wrong. I don't know why, but this picture gave me so much trouble for some reason. I mean, I don't really think I was feeling the poses, which is a personal problem because if I'm not overly happy with the way like a certain pose is, then it just looks weird for me the whole time and I spend a long time fretting over it. But yeah, I don't know. I think it turned out alright, but it's not my most favorite thing that I've ever drawn. Let me know what you think. I did do a few things that I quite enjoyed. Like, I gave them different eyes than I usually do, where I didn't draw in a pupil, it's just more of the iris with some shading, which I think looks really cool, especially for a picture like this. I also shaded using a blue color set to multiply, which I think added a really cool effect. I also gave, I believe it's Mary, a vacuum cleaner, because obviously. It's not really in the picture, but I think you can tell what it is. I always thought that part of the movie was pretty funny because, you know, vacuums are kind of like the modern brooms. It's a very iconic part of the movie. I also didn't fully base my drawing off of the actors. And by that I mean I didn't study the actors' features or give them their exact eye color or anything like that. I did of course reference the characters, but I also just went with what I felt made sense for the character, like their eye colors. So, do you guys have a favorite character from this movie? I honestly like all the characters, but I don't know if I have a favorite. It's not really that type of movie in my opinion. It's kind of more of the one that you watch for the story, and all the characters working together, you know, with character development and whatnot, and less of the kind of movie where you kind of pick one character and you're like, yes, that is my favorite character and the reason I watch this movie, if that makes any sense. Though I'm sure most of you are gonna say your faves are the witches, because ovs. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I just said faves and ovs in the same sentence. Anyways, they are one of the main factors in why this movie is so iconic, and literally who I'm drawing in this video, so yes, I guess I agree with that as well. But I do feel like they're more of the you love to hate kind of characters, but that might be just me. But if they are your favorites, let me know if you have a favorite out of the three of them. If I was to choose anyone other than the witches to be my favorite, I might say Binks. Because, of course, he's a cat. I mean, he's not actually a cat, but come on, he's a cat. And very noble. I've always wanted a black cat. They're just so pretty. And speaking of which, I drew a Hocus Pocus themed picture not too long ago with Binks. It's on my Instagram and community tab if you're interested, shameless plug. It's a part of my Drawing Something Spooky Every Day of October series art challenge thing. So go check it out if you're interested. I've made sure to draw something every day, and it has been quite the task. Don't get me wrong, it's been fun, but it's also been artistically draining for me. I don't know how there are those people who draw in their sketchbooks like full pages every day, because even though I started this with so many ideas, which is the reason I wanted to do this challenge, it has made me kind of tired from drawing, because I have been drawing every day, so I haven't been really wanting to work on videos. Sorry about that. It's been fun, but I don't think I'll ever be doing an everyday art challenge ever again. And so, once again, my apologies for the lack of uploads lately, that's partially why. So, go check out my Instagram or community tab, because even though I haven't been uploading lately, I have been working on that, so please understand. I also think that you would just like it if you enjoy my art, and if you're looking for more spooky pictures in this spooky month. And here is the finished picture. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. If you enjoyed this video, like or subscribe or do whatever you want to do. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love you, bye!